If in your relationship, every time there's a fight, you just kind of apologize because you're scared to lose the other person, watch this video. Hey, I'm Coach Benny, and I help people get their exes back. And for 5 years, I was a dating coach before this, where I had to pay attention to how attraction works. And I used that experience to help you get your ex back. Now, if you're the kind of person that just kind of apologizes or rolls over into conflict with your ex every time there's an issue, usually you have an abandonment wound in childhood where either a parent took off on you or you have a parent that was hot and cold with you. In other words, sometimes you could get love, sometimes not. And it trained your subconscious mind to get anxious in relation to receiving love. And so just like with any insecure attachment style, you don't want your core wound to be ignited, right? And your partner has the ability to do that. And so when you sense something's wrong, AKA there's conflict, they're not happy with you, you're going to be likely to just want to get rid of it, just like eliminate the problem, by rolling over. And ultimately, when you keep doing this, your needs aren't going to be met in the relationship. And essentially, your relationship is going to be a one-way street in relation to your ex or your person. Now, this can have a lot of problems, not just for you, but also for your ex, because they don't want to be with a pushover. They don't want to be with somebody that they feel like they don't know the true you, because you never really stand up for what you really want. And this core wound of abandonment, it doesn't just show up in conflict. It's also going to show up in terms of, maybe you being particularly clingy in the relationship where you can't give space. It can also show up in terms of seeking excess reassurance, where you don't have your own self-assurance. You're going to seek it from your partner because you don't feel secure unless they are 1,000% in rapport with you. So not only is your anxious attachment style causing problems for you in terms of not getting your way in the relationship, but it's also unsatisfactory for your ex because they're not getting the real version of you. So the best thing to do is start to give yourself self-assurance. And I don't mean this in this sort of like wisdom quote way. I'm not saying this to sound like Yoda or some shit, okay? You can actually practically do this. And I think the best approach to giving yourself self-assurance is to look at yourself and you say, hey, what am I missing? How do I get my edge? How do I make myself super proud of myself and feel like I'm the best option, not only for my ex, but literally for anybody? And so you can close your eyes and think of maybe somebody that you idolize and you say, hey, what does this person have that I don't have? And you drill that down to an actual discipline. So for example, if I like Conor McGregor, and I'm not already training jiu-jitsu and boxing and all this kind of stuff, then maybe that's my homework to go get those skills so that way I can be more like the person who I idolize or whose character I value. And this approach right here is central to getting your ex back because you don't want to just go into no contact. You want to use that time to elevate yourself so that way when you come back to them later, you're hitting them with that new, fresh energy where you have that self-esteem. Now, if you want my help getting your ex back, click in my profile, click this link right here, set up a call with me, and I want to hear your story, and I'll give you a step-by-step plan to get your ex back.